Hi folks, Steve Ashman here from the Ashman Media. Just wanted to bring you up to date with a few things that are interesting and happening in the business. Obviously, as a year like most of us have had, it's been quiet in many ways, but it's also given us the ability to come up to date, to start thinking about what's fresh and bring in some new ideas. So tonight's online session, we're just going to talk very quickly about a new facility that we have called mobile live streaming. Now, streaming like we're doing now is very easy. You can sit in front of your computer, plug in a webcam and post to Facebook and YouTube very simply. But the facility that we've purchased gives us the ability to go out and do this mobile. So, in terms of things like weddings where, you can only get so many people in a room now, we can actually live stream that to the people that are standing outside or your friends and relatives around the world, and they can see it on Facebook. The same with sport. We can show the starts of races, the transitions of triathlons. We can go out on the courses and film live the places that most spectators can't get to. So think about this as a sort of facility that just adds to the promotional capability. So at the moment, I've been producing high quality 4K resolution films for Facebook and Vimeo after the race. So they're great for your people to come along, look at those races, and they can say, that's a great race, I'll book for that next year. This year we kitted out a new van. We bought a brand new van. We've kitted out all the back, spent about £5,000, put in a bed in there and editing facilities. So, if we're away now for a full weekend event, not only can we sleep there, but we can also be producing social media clips to go out about your race. So we can send those out throughout the day. Now, this facility gives me the chance to send out live right at the moment footage. And I can do that alongside shooting the stuff for the main films that we're talking about. So if you imagine things like golfing, corporate golf days, do quite a few of those. The first team of 4 tees off from their Texas Scramble, and we get them videoed, live streamed straight onto the internet. It means that all the other teams sitting back in the clubhouse can keep a check of the action. Sponsors can actually see where their money's going and whether people are having a good time and all that sort of stuff. So it's very, very exciting stuff. The technology itself, the technology is exactly what the ITV and BBC use. It's the same company, it's the same boxes that they use. And what it is, it's a video encoder that you plug your high quality cameras in. So I'm not talking to a webcam here. I'm talking to one of my 4K cameras that I normally use day to day. It's got a battery power unit, and with the backup batteries that we have, we can currently shoot for 7 to 8 hours a day, which is ridiculous in terms of live streaming. But it also means that we have batteries that, can last the whole weekend of filming if that's what we really need. So when ITV and BBC are out there doing news reports, this is the equipment they're using. They've got one person on the camera, one on sound and a presenter. And, we'll be able to do all of that for you by just a one-man band, basically. So if you've ever seen people trying to do live streaming before when they're out on site, you often see this Staccato Image. Well, the way that this image works is that we have 2 modems on the device, and each modem has a mobile data card in it. So we've got 2 separate mobile networks that work together to give us the best possible chance of getting a good image out. So even when you go into dodgy areas where, the reception's not that great, the box is fighting these 2 levels and trying to get them right. And every time you've got poor quality, it lowers the bit rate of the output to ensure that the image remains in the stream. So, it's very, very clever stuff that we've invested in. It's not cheap. It's we've invested in what we feel is the best that money can buy. Started playing with it. We're playing with it now. We've been putting a bit of graphics around with it and that type of thing. In terms of quality, when it comes to streaming, I'm actually streaming at 720 at the moment, so I've picked a very, very low resolution. It's certainly something I would never choose to do in terms of a commercial shooting operation, but the box is also capable of 1080p, which is full HD. So, you know, it's great quality, but that goes along with the 4K that we're shooting on our cameras. So anybody that wants to look at this stuff on their 4K TV, of course, you know, we've got that version of the film as well. Okay, so where next? This is the thing about this technology. Where do I see it? I've been playing with it for the last couple of weeks, and you can put multiple cameras through a switcher into the live box. Now, I don't think I'm going to do this in the first few races, because I think I'm more interested in getting an image out there that people can see and sound that people can hear. But I've got ideas in my mind of having multiple cameras in transition area, and we can switch between people getting out of the water, between getting on their bikes and getting out of transition. And it's all switched in almost like a touchscreen computer. So, you know, I think it's very easy to do. I think that's something that's going to come along. Also, the business has shied away from the use of drones. I think with all the equipment that we've been buying, and we've now invested about £35,000 worth in the actual camera equipment that we've got, not to mention the van, the brand new van this year and all of its kitting out. But drones have always had an element of regulation and what's happening with those things. And there's lots of people turn up with little drones and they do little bits of work. But we've made the decision to invest in full media drones. That's very expensive, large-scale drones that are going to make all events look absolutely amazing. So whether it's flying over the water in places like Lake Windermere or over the trees where people are cycling, we're going for that technology, which is absolutely capable. We've already invested in the start of the training courses that are needed, and the regulations that change in March are being taken care of as well, because, you know, the permissions to fly and everything, all of that legislation is changing, and there'll be a whole new range of buzzwords that you'll need to know. So things like, it's almost like having a pilot's license. We've got to do health and safety and risk assessments. But what does this mean to you as a customer? What it means to you as a customer is that you're getting the facilities of a very large-scale media company housed in one van with one person. So we can't do all of these things all at one go, but it does mean we're going to get some absolutely amazing footage of your events. So if you're an existing customer, possibly you're just having the 4K films off me at the moment, that you know, we're coming along and shooting and presenting within a week or 2 weeks sometimes. Some people are paying that little bit extra and having those social media clips where we can now edit in the van. And in September, when we had lots and lots of work on, very, very busy this year, that was a nice thing. That was something new that people hadn't tried. We can have the live streaming on now, and for not too much money, the cost of the data and the equipment that we've purchased can bring that facility. So, you know, well within everybody's budget is what I'm going to say. But obviously, if you are a customer at the moment, have a chat with me about that. And then, of course, as drones come online and the races start to return next year, then obviously that's a whole new scope of capability of what we're able to offer. So I hope you're doing okay in lockdown. I think we've got these few weeks. I noticed today everybody's out walking and kind of making the most of this downtime to give if you're a businessman, you're probably giving it a bit of thought. I certainly am, and I'll look forward to seeing you out on site. If you do want to get in contact, give me a call, email me or PM me through Facebook, and we'll have a chat about your requirements.